I've been having a lot of trouble sharing my screen, but I am more than happy to try.
Okay, here we are. I'm recording this on April the 28th, to 10:02. And we're going to look at the Plum poems and discuss your goals with your project for word image video. And I have another little presentation to make regarding color correction that I saved for this because I think that we have time here in this session to do it. So let's give Jana a try and see if she can make a connection. All right, co-host, see what you can do, Jana.
Can you see that screen?
Yep.
Oh, okay, good. So I'll do the video, and then do you want me to go into Photoshop to see the edits and all that?
Only if you have any problems. You're sending me a screenshot or a have of.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need. I can see it here and have that screenshot of the timeline and the layers, and that'll be the record.
Okay.
Okay. Yay. That's it?
Yes.
All right. So did you see the criteria that I sent you regarding your next project? Your
I
final project?
haven't looked at it, but I did see that you sent an email.
Okay, good. I assume everybody got that email, and I've listed on all the projects that we've done. I've given you our criteria, which is really something I grade against. I use that. Did you do this? Did you do that? Remember the 5 things you had to do, the 5 adjustment layer, etc. So that helps me give you a something that isn't it's beyond just a aesthetic subjective judgment, so you know what you're getting graded against. So it's in addition to that kind of aesthetic judgment. Now, Jana, on your video, noticing that criteria, I would say that you're missing this isn't something I'm saying you need to do. You need to do it on the final project. It's going to be your original project, and everybody. I'm talking to everybody. You were missing a closing credits, and the text went a little bit too fast. It was hard to read. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that would be something you take to your masterpiece that is coming up in the next 2 weeks. And do you have an idea what your video is going to be?
I do not yet.
So that's just a total no. I can't go any further with that then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so come up with an idea here. Okay, I got the screen back, and I'm going to go over here and say, here we are, 428, 5-5. Students, present your project for your word image video. And what is that going to be? And you got 2 weeks. So I imagine that next class, you won't be presenting a video. You'll be presenting more of the beginning of a video, which would be an idea, a storyboard where you might have actually sketched this idea out in frames, and gathered some begin gathering images, video clips from using your phone, or still images. You can combine both. Everybody knows that because you did that in this video that I gave you the assets for, and make it so you make a presentation on and maybe show some of these assets that haven't been actually sequenced in Photoshop timeline. Does that make sense to everybody? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Hello. Am I by myself? Okay, thank you, Tiffany. All right. So how do we start that out? Let me go up here and see if I got, this is what we're starting with. And I could give more criteria, but I really don't want to. In all the rest of the projects, I give a lot of stuff structure, but I really want to make this something that you are coming up with yourself. A word, image, video, approximately, this is what I sent you in the email. Approximately 10 to 15 seconds. It needs to be at least 10 seconds, but long enough to tell your story, whatever that is going to be. The image captured by student. No image appropriation. So please don't be taking videos that are already made and bringing them in and splicing them, because I want this to be something that is your own, not a collage, montage, where unlike the montage we did where you're taking, for the most part, downloaded images and reimagine it. Let's just make this an imagined video from your mind, environment. You can do your own, if you wanted to illustrate it yourself. You can use all the techniques that we have experimented with and learned, including the 5 techniques from the montage. And I only used a couple of them on the tutorial that we just did. Text content may be textual content may be appropriated, such as a poem, your choice, or you could write something yourself. So you can go and get, as I did, and the genesis of this tutorial that we just did was, it occurred right at the beginning of the quarantine. So it was a year ago. And I was thinking, what can students do without having to go out? And so I was in my kitchen and I thought, oh, I got all these vegetables and fruit and stuff. Let me go look up some kind of text that talks about vegetables. So I came right across that poem, and I thought, that's great. It's short, and it'll work with what I have at hand. And I used a background that would be consistent with everything that I threw on it, so that you remember to use this background. So that was my canvas, or that I threw the objects on. And
I have a question.
yes.
For the tutorial, we were supposed to use the poem?
Well, on a tutorial, I gave you the poem to use. Yes.
Did I have to use it? Because I didn't use it.
No, you don't. You didn't have to use it, but what you needed to do is a clipping layer.
Okay.
And in the type.
I did that.
And the type moving.
I just didn't use the poem.
Okay, that's all right, because it was a technique, as were all the tutorials. It's a technique that we're trying to learn through the tutorials, right? So if you changed it up, that's all right with me, as long as you did the techniques right, because you're going to use those on your creative project, and it's going to be a big surprise to everybody, right? Because you're going to come up with it yourself. I'm going to come back to you, Tiffany, since you asked a question. But I'm just going to finish with my idea here. And here's the goals to achieve. This is this email you got. You're obviously going to need a smart object, and you're going to get, if you forget that smart object, then it'll inhibit some of it won't allow you to transform. And that I've got it in red here because it's very easy. It's on this sheet. If you print this out, I don't know if you have or not, it's going to be easier for you if you have any technical problems, but you need to be able to know when to use a smart object, and it's right there. Clipping mask, one layer clip to layer above. Appropriate timing, legible text. So the timing has to be not too fast, not too slow, and that's appropriate timing. And Jana's, I addressed that in Jana's tutorial. A visual story augmented with text having a beginning, middle, and an end, and which is the tutorial did that. Text that moves, crossfades, or transitions, because you can do a transition with stops, keyframes from 100% to a 0, and it looks just like a crossfade. So either of those, and include credits at the end of your video. So, and that's it. And then you submit a screenshot of the layers and timeline to myself of the project number 4, and submit the video to the Dropbox. And maybe some of these will get posted on the art department website. We'll see. You'll see next fall. So that is my spiel on our project that is coming up. And Tiffany, do you have something to show us?
I guess so.
You guess so? All right, we'll see it then. You're on. Oh, I gotta stop the share. Okay, now you're on.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it. I can't hear anything. Is there got any sound going on?
No, my mic is muted. That's why I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. That was different.
Yeah, I was just having fun with it.
Say that again.
I was just having fun.
Yeah, that's great. I
I
mean,
could
it
do.
looks like you're having fun. This isn't a criticism of the video, but it would be if it was a criticism of the final, that the black type is at some points doesn't read, right? So and you didn't have any credits on the end of it. Don't worry about that for the video or this tutorial. You send me a screenshot of the timeline and I'll give you credit. So, and what was the music?
It was just the sound that one of the other videos had. I think it was the same sound. That was in the other video.
I didn't recognize it. Any rate, do you have a brilliant idea for your project that's coming up?
Not yet.
Not yet. All
No.
right. Nothing's germinating.
No, not yet.
Okay. All righty. So, all right. So let's go over to see someone else. Do I call the names or anybody want to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
All right, Jenny, you're on. You should be able to get the screen now. What happened? Jenny? Oh, here we go.
Can I get a second?
Yeah.
Okay,
You have
my-
any technical difficulties?
yeah,
Should I come back to you?
yeah, please. Sorry.
Okay. So let's jump over to Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
Hi, I don't have this tutorial yet.
Okay, so Ryan, do you have an idea of your masterpiece? Your
I do
final-
not.
You don't. You're
No, I do not.
okay. We got to start thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to make a presentation next week of the media you gathered and give us a description of the brilliant direction you're going to go in. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Eleanor, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I didn't like export the video or I think render it because I was having issues, but I can still show what I have so far if you
Okay,
want.
let's do that. You should be able to grab the screen. We can.
Uh,
I can see the screen.
okay. Like the main things I was having issues with were like the getting the text on the mini tomatoes and some of the things with when you were saying like hold down shift and then use the arrows to get the text to go for transitions. I was having a few issues with that.
All right, I'm not quite understanding what that right. I'm not quite understanding what you're describing. The clipping layer is you can't get that text to clip to that layer.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
Well, it looks like it is clipped to it. You see that little arrow on that's
Yeah, I just couldn't get it to show, and I had the like many tomatoes or like them reversed, so this is just to say was under the many tomatoes, and I
And-
still couldn't get it to show up like on the screen.
huh. Go to the many tomatoes timeline layer.
I think it's not- Oh no. not that
Many,
one.
it's called many. And remember, everybody, when you're making these assets, you really got to name them so you can find them. So everything has to have a name. It just can't be, so you really got to give it a literal name. We don't see many tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't see it anymore. I don't know where it went.
Well, you haven't looked at all the layers yet. Is that the whole timeline layer palette, or
Think so. Oops.
pulls up onion so we have a little more room? The arrow on onion. Well, here it's in video group 2. Oh, okay, so there it is, right?
Yeah.
And you see you don't have a transform on it. That means you don't have, it's not a quick mask. Try making it a quick mask, see if that does it. If I pulled my copy out, I could tell you exactly, but I can't do it right now because you got the screen.
Ow, sorry. My cat just bit me. Wait, so from here, what would I do?
No, you got to click on many tomatoes in the layers palette.
Oh, yes, yes.
Now go up there and go layer, make quick mask. Or smart object, smart object. Convert to smart object. Now look at your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the I can't see the The video, go look at the video, see what happened. The video itself. Well, you would see the type through it. All right. So anybody got any solution here? Because I gotta exit I gotta get my version up. It's gonna take a minute, and then we'll solve this problem. If I get my version up and look at it. I can't remember it. But somebody could say, oh, I know how it is, what it's going on. If you remember. I'm working on it. Um, so I guess you can see my screen now, right? Everybody.
Yeah.
So here it is going. Let me see. There I'm on top of it. The tomatoes are on the top and the text is below. Eleanor?
Yeah, I had it like that originally. I think I'll just like try and do it again because
Just
I
switch
tried
it.
like both ways.
Switch it.
Okay.
Can you take the screen back?
Yeah.
All right. I had to look because I couldn't remember. So here I'll share screen. Okay, now hold your option key down. And I think that when you said shift key, you meant option. Hold your option key down right at the line where they separate the layers. Option, click. Now move over and see what happens. Go to the move to the playhead. That's a playhead. Well, you got to get over the video group. What is it? Video group 2. This is just to say. All right, so your text is somewhere that's not showing on the screen. You understand what I'm saying? Hello?
Sorry, I think I was
If you go to the screen and scroll out and make the screen really small, we'll find the text. No, not that way. You make the the image itself small. We'll find, all right, like that. Let's make it even smaller. Okay, go to the text. You're on a text layer. Go Command T. It should select the text wherever it is. There's the text. Move it over. You can move it over with your. There we go. There, yay! It works. Are you there?
yeah.
Are you saying yay?
Wait, can you not hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay. Do I leave it like that and then
No, now you want to do your transform, and you set a keys frame there, if that's where you want it. you go to transform under video group, and then move your, if you move the text, and I move the text by, go to move your playhead to where you want the text to end. And then now move the text itself. Just get to this to work, and then you can finesse it. And
Do I do
move-
the shift?
Yeah, I go down. I'd use the arrows, the shift with your arrows on your keyboard to select that text and move it.
I'm doing that right now, but it's not.
Well, go Command T again to find out where the text is. Or you got to get out of Command T. Just hit return, and then move your playhead to see if you can see the text. All right, well, there's the text. So let's go move that playhead a little bit, and then move the text just to make it work. The other way, we're just making it work. Okay, now there we go. We got another, and hit return or engage. We've got another keyframe. So see if it moves. Just drag your playhead. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got it to work, but to make it work, smoothly, you're gonna have to finesse it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of know how that works now, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so now you gotta go back and try to do it over again, and if you'd have to do it over till you get the little technique down.
Okay.
And then once you get it, you'll have it, and it won't be so hard anymore. But you got it working right there. I think maybe you gotta, as that text goes, you have another layer above it that's covering up the text and the tomatoes. So you have to check.
Yeah.
You have to check that out.
Okay.
It's like that rolling apples is covering up the text. Yeah. You have to remember, does everybody know how to silhouette, say, an object and make it then make it move, and allowing the original background to exist? Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, I want to show that to you again. So, and Eleanor, then I'm going to come back to you and ask you what your brilliant concept is. So I'm going to come over here. Now, if I had a banana right here, I'm going to go and look at this. We have to remember that this background that I gave you, and you'll have to figure out your solution depending upon what your concept is. But I made that background is one gray color. That's a countertop, obviously, and I made it go through all of them. But when I got to some of these frames are the same background, but it's a background on the layer itself. But when I went to the onion, that onion scaled is, if you see my little thumbnail, it's transparent.
Professor,
Yes.
I don't think are you screen sharing?
Oh. Thank you, Jenny, for speaking up. You must be the only one that's watching me or trying to. Now I'm screen sharing. I need some help, I can't do everything right. So I'm gonna start over again. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the question here is, how do you make an object move that is a photograph, not a movie, like this? I'm scaling this, and show the background on it. Now I can make this, the banana and the onion have to be silhouetted, as you can see here, to allow what's behind it to work as the background for the image. And to do that, you have to go to, here's a banana. I silhouetted it for you. And I'm just going to go through this again, just to reiterate it. I did it once. Now this of course, I don't need a timeline to do this. So just to make it literal, I'll go back to Essentials. And because this is just a image, I'm going to go down here and duplicate it, so I can then go and select it with my magic object selection tool. And that's a selection, so I want to go select inverse, and then I want to delete it. And there is my, this is nothing here. I'm going to delete that background layer because I want to save this file, save as, and the file format is ping. And that then will turn into something that looks like, when I open up in Photoshop, it looks like that. When I bring it into the timeline, condition here, Apple. It allows me to do that, or move it around, move it, you know, I can do anything I want with it in terms of moving it. And that background is all the way down here. Of course, you may not construct your final project this way, but I doubt that you will. But anyway, to make objects move, unless you want the whole thing to move, if you want objects to move on something else, that's how you have to do it. So Eleanor, you got any other questions?
No, not right now. I think I just need to like play around with it, but it makes sense.
Okay, are you got an inspiration for your final project?
I might just do something with like my kitten.
All right.
Like, I have a lot of videos of him.
Okay, great. So you got to make the kitten talk?
Yeah, I could do that.
All right. So the kitten has to have a reason to be a cat. You got to have a beginning, middle, and the end. So you got to construct some kind of story around the cat.
Yeah, I'll make a story for him. I'll think about it.
Okay, great. So moving on, I'm going to get confused on who I talked to and who I haven't. Jenny, are you back? I guess not. Logan, how you doing?
I could present mine if you want.
All right. Come back, Logan.
I'm right here.
Okay, hi. I'm
Hi.
gonna go to Jenny and then I'm gonna come and talk to you, okay?
Okay.
All right, Jenny.
Could you see?
Yep. Yay! credit went too fast.
Yeah, I was struggling a bit to move it.
Did you put your name on it?
No, I just realized that once.
Okay, that's
We
the
were
most
talking.
important, everybody. You gotta put you can put my name if you want, but you gotta put your name. You're the one that's
Yeah,
taking credit for it, okay?
all right.
So don't make it look like I did it, because I want you to take credit for it. So Jenny, what is your masterpiece gonna be?
I'm not sure either.
You're not sure. Well, you come up with something and make a presentation next week, okay?
All right.
All right, okay. So, Kevin, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm out here.
Okay, do you have anything to show us?
Let me see if I can do the share screen.
Oh, you got something to show us, right?
A little bit. I'm not done yet with with this, but I'm close.
Okay,
It
well,
says
let's see what you got.
host disabled participation screen sharing.
I think you're all right now.
Okay. So let's see.
That's a render. All you have to do is hit the middle play button to play it. Well, what? Okay. All right.
That's it for now, but
Okay, that's good. The text is a little fast, and you need credits on the end of it.
yeah.
Mostly, I'm saying all of this again. Mostly, I'm saying so you do this in your masterpiece that you're going to do. Kevin? You got an idea for what you're going to do?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet.
Okay, so next week you'll make a presentation on what's what you gathered up and what your storyline is. Okay.
Copy.
All right. So, Janae, are you out there? You have something to show us?
Yes, I'm here.
You want to show us something?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, you should be able to do it. All right. Good job. So, credits, and you got a concept for your project?
I kind of do. I might do like something like about cake, something like that. I don't know.
About what?
Cake.
Cake.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are you gonna bake a cake?
Probably. I don't know. I did find a theme that talks about cake, so I might just do that.
All right. So is this going to be like a how-to video, how to bake a cake?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll see what it looks like. Sounds like a kind of a documentary thing or a kitchen show that you see on TV, how to bake a cake.
Yeah.
The problem that is that you're going to have to be baking the cake and somebody else is going to have to do the filming, right?
Yeah.
Unless you do it in some, you know who Ken Burns is?
No.
Well, he's a filmmaker, done a lot of famous films, documentaries, and he uses still photography, and he makes the still photography, scales it in, makes it move, tints it, and so it has it looks like it's moving, and we've done that with the apples and the onion, and it's not. But you could bake a cake and take still pictures of the steps and then bring them together with transitions and actually make it look like it's animated. That's one idea, one way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then do the audio of step 1, step 2, step 3 later.
Okay.
But that's just a thought on how you might do that, or you can experiment. But that, I think that if you bake your cake by next week, we could discuss exactly how it might be sequenced
Okay.
together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck with it. See you next week on that
Thank you.
project. Okay, great. So Jadon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have anything to show us?
Yeah, just a minute.
All right, so you're now the co-host.
Hold on, I'm searching for it.
Can you get the screen?
Oh wait, no. Oh, okay, found it. Hold on.
Okay. We're waiting. All right, we can see it. All right. So it looked to me that you went too little, the timing was a little too slow in the beginning. I like the fact that the plums, tomatoes changed colors. That was pretty neat. And then at the end, the scrolling text went too fast. Do you understand? Can you see what I'm observed?
Yes.
Okay, so you might want to, and you really to get this timing down, you have to render the video, because it'll run at a different time rendered than it will on your in Photoshop. So to get the timing, I got to render it and say, oh, that's a little fast, that's a little slow. Then go back and adjust your timeline, render it again. So do you have any ideas on your last project?
No.
All right, so can maybe you come up with some brilliant concept and share it with us next week? Question mark.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Chase, you out there?
Hi.
Hi. Do you have something to show us?
I don't have anything to show this week.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I'm thinking about next week's what I'm doing for the final.
And what have you thought about?
I'm not sure really. I'm gonna use inanimate objects as like my main characters. And do something. I'm not really sure.
Are you going to treat them as they're animated, inanimate objects animated?
Yes.
So it's almost like a still framed character animation.
Yes.
All right, that sounds great.
Cool.
And then they have to tell us some kind of story, right?
Right. There's gonna be some plot. I'm not sure what yet.
All right. Well, it could be a visual plot, or it could be you could do it with text.
Okay.
Although I like at some point to weave text into this project, because that's really one of the main problems between visuals in graphic design anyway, is the relationship between text and image. So that's part of this challenge. So that sounds like a great idea. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Who have I missed? Ryan, did we get together today already, or did I forget?
No, we did. I said I don't have my plum video and I don't have an idea for my final yet.
All right, so that's how come I forgot, because there was nothing to talk about. Did I skip anybody out there? All right. Is there any other questions with regards to this tutorial that I could answer or try to? All right. I'm going to show you one thing that I saved up, because I thought today might not be a full day. So I put this off to talk about color correction. I'm going to show you a case study. This was a job I did quite a while ago for St. Bartholomew's Church there on Park Avenue. And I saved this just because it was using Photoshop in a completely different way than I have presented in this class, which actually we used it in retouching was different than the painting one was. So that every application thing we've done here has been a little different. But this is another approach entirely to how to color correct an image. This was the icon. It was for a Christmas card, and here is the layers. And I'm going to take that was the original, and it was all about just color correcting. And I'm going to take this off. I went and I had to take this apart into pieces to color correct every separate part of it. And I'm going to, let me see, show you exactly what I meant by that. So that's the entire image in masks. And I can pull it apart. And every piece of this had its own separate adjustment layer. So I'm going to put the original on, and then I'll put it together again. So here's the layers. Oops, layers. And I started out with the only things that are actually isolated are these little borders. These were kind of hand drawn because they're kind of, I couldn't make it, it wasn't geometric, so I hand drew them, and I isolated them and I put a color adjustment on that. And it's hard to see, but that's what that is. And then I'm gonna go back here. I put a levels on everything to lighten it up, and then adjusted each one of them separately. So that is this mask. And I showed you the mask, so I'll just go up here. Hue saturation, you can see the icon. That's the gold in the back. And this is part of the figure. And this is faces. And this is, there's all curves, hue saturation, hue saturation. This is the halos. And then I lighten it up a little bit to all of it lightened up. And the way I got these, so that was a sequence of layers. The way I got these, I did this, I'm gonna show you here, through the way I made these masks is through using the pen tool, which I haven't talked about, but it is the best way to make a selection of all the different ways we made selections. You want to make an exact selection, you do it with the pen tool. So I'm going to, I think what I'll do here is just isolate. Oh, I can do it this way. Just use the background layer. And I'm just going to demonstrate the pen tool. If this isn't anything you need to learn in this class, but if you go on to use this tool, Photoshop, extensively, you'll want to learn how to use the pen tool to make precise masks. And maybe I'll get the image here. So I'm going to go in. The pen tool has pen tool, and then there's these other options. In there's add an anchor point, subtract an anchor point, and make it a angle or a curve. Those are the main things. And this pen tool is native to Illustrator. That's another software program, is built around this pen tool. But you will see it you will see it in every application, including Premiere for the video people. And this just makes a line, and I'm going to get up close so I can make a curve. And here, and then I'm going to hold my Option key down, and this is just a demonstration. And I hold my Option key down, and I bring an anchor point out, and I can make a curve. And here, I'll go, there's a little curve here, I'll make a curve, I'll make a curve here. And then I can go there, and I will not do the whole thing, just because I'm just making a demonstration. So there's the anchor point. You see that curve being made, and then I want to come over here and make another one coming out. That's a straight line. And this is an easy solution because they're mostly straight lines. But I gave you a demonstration on the curve. And so then when I have that, I have the paths right here, and there is the path right there. And it's in its own window, just like the channels are, but of course it's not a channel, it's a vector path that's in Photoshop. Photoshop is not a vector program, but they have a component in it. And the text tool is also vector, by the way. And that's why you have to rasterize the text tool and make it into a bitmap condition. So it starts out as the vector. Vector means that the information is all handled inside these anchor points, and it's kind of broadcast. That's all I can say to explain it. Broadcast means it's goes to the next one, and if you make a fill, all the information is in these points. Now to make that a selection, I can go over here and I can save that path, and I can also save this path in a way by making it a clipping path where I could just take that part of the picture and bring it into a print application, and it'd only be a piece of the picture because everything else would be outside of the vector path. But all I'm going to do here is to show you this is perfect path that you cannot make with the easily with any of these tools up here. But this of course it's a will be a selection by area. It's all I have to do is make that a selection and feather radius 0, and it gives you options there. And there's the selection right there. Path is still there, but now I can do a selection, and I can come up here and make that selection. Use a hue saturation adjustment layer, and I'll change that color from that selection. And that is that. A very quick little presentation introducing you to the path tool. Any questions out there? Tiffany, is that all right? Got any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Well, thank you for speaking up. That's all I got for you today, folks. If nobody has any other questions, we're done for today. You've got to come up with finish your tutorial, submit it as a screenshot layers, and then come up with your storyline and gather your assets and be ready to make a presentation next week. And I want to just go one more showing of the schedule here. And we went over all that. You got that in this video, and also you received the email.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do we need a certain amount of like pictures or videos for this next?
Well, you got to have more than one. So I'm not giving you a quotient on that because everybody's going to come up with their own ideas. The parameters of this, I've sent it to and went over to in class, and that's it. Everything else is open-ended. Okay.
I have a question as well.
Okay, Ryan, what's up?
Do you have any more examples of this project? Because I feel like I'm very confused about it.
Well, that's interesting. You want to see student examples, don't you?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
I don't know. I think I do. I hate to give examples because that starts to eliminate everybody's creative horizons. You know what I mean? Because
I just feel like I like seeing the just how everyone executed it. Just so I know exactly what I'm supposed to be creating.
well, I gave it up to you. You're supposed to determine what you're.
Well, yeah, but I just want to make sure I do everything right in terms of getting a good grade at the same time.
Oh, well, let me see if I can find something here. It seems like I don't have. Oh, that's the final group. Project 4.
That one says video montage.
Yeah, I'm skipping over ones that I don't like, as I remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to give a bad example.
Yeah.
This one I like. Oh, wait a minute.
Did she draw all of this?
Yes. It's a haiku poem.
Yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find something else. See, I can't remember. They're not all great. That was great. So Ryan, get a comment on that one.
It was a bit dramatic, but
A bit dramatic.
yeah.
I'd rather be tall, I'd rather be smart, I'd rather be sure you know I care. Wherever you go, whatever you start, I'd rather be sure you know I'm there. I'd rather I'd always be a part of whatever you do. I'd rather be me with you.
Yay! That was great.
That was really good. I definitely do not have that type of drawing skill.
Well, you don't have to draw. Let me see if I can find something that's not a drawing. You don't have to draw, but if you do, that's great. Let's try Chloe's.
Yeah, I feel like all these have extensive drawing on them. Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. So that was an Emily Dickinson poem.
Did she make that up herself, or is
No,
that?
it's a poem. Emily Dickinson. You know who Emily Dickinson is?
I really don't.
Oh, well, you got to go read your English literature.
Oh. This one seems a lot more simple than the other ones.
Yes, it is, but you know, it's good.
Yeah.
And one thing is, the poem is good, and Emily Dickinson is great, and she just did this on her, I don't know, wherever she is, and put it together, really nicely done. So you don't have to be really complex.
Yeah, now I'm getting some ideas.
Great. Do you want to see any more, or are we done with this?
I'm okay for now, unless you want to go over more.
Well, I don't know. I'm doing this for you. As I said, I don't know why my picture is gone here. Sorry about that. I didn't do it.
It's okay.
Does anybody else? Is everybody okay with what just presented? Thank you, Tiffany. Because that was. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Jenny. It's because to give you an example, but I don't like to give examples because that can inhibit your creativity, but that was good, Ryan. Thank you, Eleanor. So that's it. Any other questions?
No.
That's all.
Okay. We're done, everybody. Have a nice week and see you. You can't even see me waving. See you. I'll be back on the screen next week. I don't know why.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.